constant brain fog that makes you forget the names of loved ones, numbness in your fingers that you mistake for the onset of a stroke, and a treacherous weakness in your legs leading to falls. Many dismiss their constant fatigue, joint pain, and brain fog as simply aging. You tell yourself, well, I am over 60, this is normal. But researchers from Harvard Medical School have come to a frightening conclusion. In most cases, this is not normal aging, it is intoxication. Millions of older adults daily take supplement complexes that their bodies are physically unable to process. With age, your liver and kidneys' ability to filter substances declines, and when you take outdated synthetic forms of vitamins, they are not absorbed. They accumulate. Instead of nourishing your cells, they settle in your tissues like a toxic poison. This creates hidden inflammation that slowly destroys your blood vessels and kills healthy cells. You think you are helping yourself, but in reality, you are pressing the gas pedal on your own aging process. But this process can be reversed. We have prepared a list of 6 critical changes in nutraceutical intake. We will remove the toxic forms that are destroying you and replace them with bioactive compounds that your body recognizes and uses instantly. You need to watch until the end because supplement number 1 is literally a matter of life and death. Research shows that its deficiency is a stronger risk factor for sudden cardiac arrest than smoking. But 95% of people take it in a form that is absolutely useless for an adult. Before we begin, we would be grateful if you wrote in the comments what city you are from and how old you are. This helps us better understand our geography and prepare materials that will be useful specifically for you. We carefully read all your comments. And now, let us move to point number 6. This substance is in your medicine cabinet, and it might be quietly destroying your bones right now. Number 6. Giving up retinol in favor of beta-carotene. Right now, I ask you to do something important. Take the bottle of your multivitamin complex and carefully read the ingredients on the back. If you see the word retinol or retinol palmitate in the list, you might be single-handedly destroying your liver and bones. Many people over 60 take these complexes for years, believing they are strengthening their vision and immunity. But in reality, the opposite is happening. The problem lies in the biochemistry of aging. Vitamin A in the form of retinol is fat-soluble. Unlike water-soluble vitamins, which are easily excreted by the body, retinol tends to accumulate. In a young person, the liver works as a powerful filter, processing any excess. But with age, the liver filtration function declines. It simply cannot keep up. As a result, retinol begins to accumulate in liver tissues, creating an effect of chronic intoxication. You might feel unexplained nausea and heaviness, never suspecting that the cause is your helpful vitamin. But the most terrifying consequence concerns your skeleton. A large-scale study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society analyzed data from over 2,000 elderly patients. The results caused alarm in the medical community. Those who took supplements with pure retinol had a 40% higher risk of hip fracture than those who did not take them. The mechanism is frighteningly simple. Excess retinol blocks the work of cells responsible for bone tissue repair. Your bones become porous and brittle. A fall that used to end in a bruise now threatens a severe fracture and the loss of the ability to walk. The solution. You need to completely exclude supplements with retinol. Look for sources of beta-carotene. This is a unique compound that acts completely differently. Beta-carotene is not the vitamin itself, it is its safe precursor. When you take beta-carotene, you hand control over to your body. Your liver converts it into active vitamin A only in the amount your body needs right now. If the need is met, beta-carotene simply remains in the blood as a powerful antioxidant, protecting cells from aging, and is excreted naturally without creating any toxic load. It is a smart molecule that eliminates the risk of overdose. Check your supplements today. If there is retinol there, get rid of them. By replacing it with beta-carotene, you relieve the load on your liver and stop destroying your bones. But the next problem is even more insidious. It prevents millions of older people from sleeping, turning the night into torment, and drugstore remedies often only make it worse. Number 5. Muscle and sleep support with magnesium glycinate. Do you know this feeling? You wake up at 3 in the morning from a sharp, piercing pain in your calf or foot. The muscle cramps so hard you cannot move. Night cramps and chronic insomnia are your body crying for help. Magnesium deficiency is found in the majority of people over 60. This is because with age, the intestines absorb minerals worse, and popular blood pressure medications and diuretics wash magnesium out of the body. The consequences of ignoring this deficiency are dangerous. Magnesium is critically important for the electrical stability of the heart. Its lack is directly linked to heart rhythm disturbances and atrial fibrillation. Many try to solve this problem by buying the first magnesium they find at the pharmacy, and this is a mistake. Look at your package. If magnesium oxide is listed in the ingredients, you are wasting your money. A study by the Stanford University Center for Sleep Sciences and Medicine showed depressing statistics. The bioavailability of magnesium oxide is negligibly small. The body absorbs less than 4% of the taken dose. The remaining 96% stays in the intestines, irritating its walls. Instead of muscle relaxation, you get an upset stomach and diarrhea. You think you're taking a supplement, but your cells remain hungry. The solution: you need a specific form, magnesium glycinate. In this formula, magnesium is chemically bound to the amino acid glycine. Glycine protects magnesium from destruction by gastric juice and guides it straight through the intestinal walls into the blood. Furthermore, glycine itself has a proven inhibitory effect on the nervous system. It literally switches off excessive brain excitation before sleep. By taking 250 to 400 milligrams of glycinate in the evening, you solve 2 tasks simultaneously. You saturate muscles with minerals, preventing cramps, and ensure deep, restorative sleep. This is simple biochemistry that returns peaceful nights to you. However, the next mistake on our list can damage the cardiovascular system. Many old-school doctors still advise this, unaware of the risks. Number 4. Calcium distribution with complex D3 and K2. This is possibly the most dangerous mistake women over 60 make on the advice of outdated medical recommendations. You are told you have weak bones, drink calcium, and you obediently take calcium pills for years. But modern cardiologists are sounding the alarm. Research shows a frightening paradox. In people taking calcium supplements, osteoporosis or brittle bones often persists, but the risk of heart attack rises sharply. Why does this happen? When you take calcium as a separate supplement, it enters the blood, but the aging body often does not understand where to direct it. Instead of integrating into bone tissue, this calcium begins to settle on the walls of your arteries and heart valves. This is called vascular calcification. Soft, elastic vessels literally turn into rigid tubes. This raises blood pressure and creates ideal conditions for clots and strokes. You're trying to save your hip, but you're destroying your heart. The solution: you do not need just calcium. You need a navigation system for it. This is the combination of vitamin D3 and vitamin K2. It works like this. Vitamin D3 ensures the absorption of calcium from the intestine into the blood. Without it, calcium will simply pass through. Vitamin K2 performs a critical function. It activates a special protein, osteocalcin, which physically grabs calcium from the bloodstream and embeds it directly into the bone matrix. Moreover, K2 helps wash away already settled calcium from soft tissues, restoring elasticity to vessels. A recent report from the Cleveland Clinic notes that K2 deficiency is the hidden reason why calcium becomes dangerous. Stop taking naked calcium. Get it from food like cottage cheese, and greens, but definitely add D3, 1,000 to 2,000 international units in combination with K2, usually in the form of MK7, to your diet. This way, you direct minerals to the skeleton, leaving vessels clean. But if you feel your memory starting to fail you, and a strange tingling appears in your fingers, the following information is critically important for you. But before we continue, a small request. If the information we are sharing seems useful to you, please help us bring it to other people who might need it just as much. Simply hit the like button. We release new detailed materials twice a week. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you do not miss anything. Number 3. Neuroprotection with sublingual vitamin B12. There is a dangerous condition that doctors often mistakenly mistake for the early stage of Alzheimer's disease or irreversible senile dementia. The scenario is always similar. You start forgetting the names of old acquaintances, lose the thread of conversation, and a strange numbness or tingling appears in your fingers and toes. But leading neurologists from Johns Hopkins medicine warn that in a huge number of cases, this is not old age. It is critical starvation of your nervous system. Medical statistics indicate that up to 25% of people over 60 live with a serious vitamin B12 deficiency. The consequences of ignoring this deficiency are cruel. Vitamin B12 is biologically necessary for maintaining myelin, the protective sheath of your nerves. When it is lacking, protection breaks down and nerve fibers are literally exposed and begin to die off. This causes peripheral neuropathy, the loss of limb sensation. The tragedy is that you can eat meat every day and take regular vitamins, but your brain will still be destroyed. The problem lies in stomach physiology. With age, many develop atrophic gastritis and hydrochloric acid production drops. Without enough acid, the body is physically unable to extract B12 from food or a regular pill. The vitamin passes through without bringing benefit. The solution: you must exclude the weak stomach from this process. Stop swallowing pills. Use only the sublingual form, tablets for dissolving under the tongue with the active substance methylcobalamin. The mucous membrane under the tongue is permeated with capillaries. When you dissolve the tablet, the vitamin is absorbed directly into the bloodstream, completely bypassing the gastrointestinal tract. This is the only medically confirmed way to guarantee deliver nutrition to the brain and stop the frightening process of limb numbness. Number 2. Digestion restoration with betaine hydrochloride. Have you ever encountered a frightening situation where you spend money on quality products, try to eat meat, fish, and cottage cheese, but when you look in the mirror, you see your muscles literally melting away and weakness becomes a constant companion? Doctors call this condition sarcopenia or frailty. And the real tragedy lies not in what you eat, but in the fact that your body has physically forgotten how to absorb it. There is a dangerous medical myth that millions believe. Allegedly, with age, stomach acidity rises, which causes heartburn. Doctors often prescribe drugs blocking acid, antacids. For a person over 60, this can become a fatal mistake. The physiology of aging points to the exact opposite. Hydrochloric acid production in the stomach critically declines. This condition is called hypochlorhydria. Without a high concentration of acid, two destructive processes occur in the stomach. First, protein rotting. Acid is necessary to activate enzymes that break down meat. Without it, protein is not digested. Instead of turning into building material for your muscles, food literally rots in the intestines, causing chronic bloating and toxic poisoning of the body. Second, mineral starvation. This is what is often kept silent. Stomach acid is a chemical key for absorbing vital elements. Without an acidic environment, The body cannot separate calcium, iron, and magnesium from food. Also, acid is critically important for vitamin B12 absorption. It becomes a vicious circle. You can drink calcium for bones and iron for blood, but due to low acidity, they pass through you. You develop osteoporosis and anemia despite treatment. But where does heartburn come from if there is little acid? Gastroenterologists from the Mayo Clinic explain this mechanism. The valve separating the stomach from the esophagus is acid dependent. It closes tightly only in response to high acidity. When acid is low, the valve remains relaxed and slightly open. Even weak acid splashes into the esophagus, causing burning. By taking heartburn pills, you extinguish the last remnants of acid, finally stopping digestion. The solution: return natural strength to your stomach. Take betaine hydrochloride preparations immediately before protein food. This supplement temporarily restores the correct acidity level. This instantly triggers 3 processes. The esophageal valve receives a signal to close, eliminating reflux. Protein begins to break down to nourish muscles, and calcium and iron finally enter the blood. This is the only way to stop drying out from old age and return the body ability to build itself anew. Number 1. Reducing systemic inflammation with omega-3, EPA, and DHA. We have approached the most important point on our list. This is a biochemical change that has the greatest impact on how many years you will live and in what condition you will spend them. In modern gerontology, the aging process is increasingly called the term chronic systemic inflammation. This is not the acute pain you feel with a bruise. It is a hidden process of low intensity. Your immune system mistakenly attacks its own tissues, destroying the inner lining of vessels for years, damaging joints, and killing brain cells. It is this silent inflammation that is the fundamental cause of heart attacks, strokes, and cognitive decline. A landmark study published in the authoritative American Journal of Clinical Nutrition analyzed data from long-term observation of patients. The conclusion of researchers was unequivocal. A high omega-3 index in the blood is associated with a 36% reduction in the risk of death from all causes. No other supplement shows such powerful survival results. However, here most people over 60 make a critical mistake. You try to get omega-3 from plant sources like flaxseed oil, walnuts, or chia seeds. For an elderly body, this is a practically useless strategy. Plant sources contain the ALA form. For it to bring benefit, the liver must convert it into active forms, EPA and DHA. But with age, the efficiency of this enzymatic conversion drops almost to zero. You take flaxseed oil, but it does not relieve inflammation because the body cannot activate it. The solution: you need a source of already ready, active fatty acids of animal origin. Take only highly purified fish oil. But be careful when reading the label. Do not look at the total amount of fat in the capsule. Look at the fine print on the back, the concentration of EPA and DHA acids. EPA, eicosapentaenoic acid, effectively reduces inflammation markers, protecting the heart and joints. DHA, docosahexaenoic acid, is a structural component of the cerebral cortex and retina, physically supporting your memory and vision. Your therapeutic goal is to get a total of at least 1,000 milligrams of EPA and DHA per day. This is the only dosage that clinically works to suppress systemic inflammation. Ultimately, the revolution in your health lies not in taking more pills. It lies in the precision of choice. Today you learned that many popular supplements can work against you, burdening the liver and deceiving the body. But now you have the knowledge to fix this. These 6 changes are not just a shopping list, it is a renewal protocol. By replacing toxic forms with bioactive ones, you stop fighting your body and start giving it resources for self-repair. You can feel tired and weak, attributing it to age. Or you can adjust your biochemistry and regain the energy and clarity of mind you thought were gone forever. The choice is now yours. Important reminder: before making radical changes to your regimen, especially if you are taking prescription medications, discuss this list with your doctor. Now we want to hear from you. Which of these 6 facts surprised you the most? Share your opinion in the comments below. We read all your answers. Thank you for your time and trust. Be healthy.